Assalamualaikum बच्चों. In this video I'm going to give you a small description of dialogue. As you guys already know, dialogue is when two people or two characters talk to each other in a story. There can be more than two characters who are having this conversation. I hope all of you know what conversation means. Conversation means that when two people or more people are talking to each other, and when we write that in a story or in a play, that conversation is called a dialogue. For example, over here you can hello, shouted Bahar as soon as he entered the hotel. Is anyone there? Her query was only answered with silence. I think this place is abandoned, Shireen wondered out loud as she followed Bahar inside. So you can see two people are having a conversation over here, and through this conversation you're finding out that these two girls are entering a hotel and it is absolutely empty. This way you can see it is a very important tool in writing stories. Dialogue can be used to give more information about the setting or the characters. They can tell you how the characters are feeling. When you are writing a story, usually you tell a story from someone's point of view. But when you add dialogue, you can not only tell the story from the character's point of view, but also through their own voice, through their own words. This way, the writer can tell you the story in a very different and in a very interesting manner. Now let's talk about some rules of writing dialogue. I'm sure you all already know that dialogues are an important part of a story, and you guys are going to be writing many stories from now on onwards, and dialogues are going to be a part of them. So you must know the rules of writing dialogues. The first rule is that always begin a new paragraph whenever you're writing your dialogue. It means that you're going to begin a new line and you're going to leave 3-finger space. Every time a character speaks, you're going to start with a new paragraph. For example, you can see over here the first paragraph is for Bahar and the second paragraph is for Shireen. Both of these paragraphs you can see have 3-finger space in the beginning. The second rule is that you have to place inverted commas around the words that are being said. You all already know that inverted commas are these flying commas that are placed on top of the words. These words are the words that someone has spoken. For example, you can see over here, where could everyone be? Asked Bahar. Over here, the words that she is speaking or the words she is saying are, where could everyone be? Which is why we have placed inverted commas on both sides. Inverted commas are like brackets to tell the reader that the next words are going to be spoken by a character. We place inverted commas in the beginning of those words. As soon as the words end, we place inverted commas at the end. You may see that sometimes we place a comma over here. It all depends upon the sentence. If it is a regular sentence, then we are going to place a comma, but if it's a question, then we are going to place a question mark. You may also place exclamation marks if you need to. You must also notice that on this side of the sentence, which is the tag of the sentence, it explains who is speaking, and sometimes you may even add how they spoke these words. Right now, since she is asking a question, I simply wrote asked Bahar. On this side of the sentence, you're not going to place the inverted commas. The inverted commas are going to be placed around the words that are spoken. Usually these words are in present tense, but it can change based on the words that the characters are speaking. Now let's have a little bit of a test. Which one of the following statements is correct? A. I have no idea, answered Shireen. B. Maybe they all went on a vacation like us, suggested Bahar. Bahar, I don't think the whole town can go on a vacation all at once, Shireen replied. All three of these sentences are a little bit different as far as inverted commas are concerned. Now let's see if any one of them is correct or not. Just remember the rules. You can pause the video here and try to guess the answer. Alright, time for answers. Now let's look at the first sentence. I have no idea, answered Shireen. Even though there are spoken words over here, no inverted commas have been placed, which means this is not correct. But if we place inverted commas around the words that are being said, we can make this sentence completely correct. The punctuation on this sentence would be perfect. Now let's look at the second sentence. Maybe they all went on a vacation like us, comma, inverted commas closed, suggested Bahar. This statement is completely correct. The inverted commas are placed in the right places, the comma is over there, and the full stop is also present. Now let's look at the third and final sentence. Bahar, I don't think the whole town can go on a vacation all at once, Shireen replied. In this sentence, you can see the inverted commas have been placed on the tag, the explanation part. We are not going to place inverted commas on this area. This is completely wrong. The inverted commas should never be on the descriptive side of the sentence, which is why to make it correct, we are going to remove inverted commas from this side and place them on the right place. Bahar, I don't think the whole town can go on a vacation at all. First of all, we're going to place the inverted commas, and then we're going to write the words that are being spoken. Bahar, I don't think a whole town can go on a vacation all at once, Shireen replied. So now you can see that the inverted commas have been opened and they have been closed in the right place. The comma has been placed before the inverted commas and there is a full stop at the end. I hope all of you understood the concept of inverted commas, of dialogue, and you would be able to write pretty nice dialogues in your own stories. Thank you for listening. Take care. Allah Hafiz.